So with that experience with birth control and having a daughter, how do you plan to navigate that conversation with her in like a nuanced way?
Yeah, we've talked about it
Yeah.
already. I mean, she's only 12.
Yeah.
So, and
1 year before I started it,
yeah,
you
I
know?
know. So with her, that's not something that I want to do. And I think that there's other ways to have safe sex without that. So that will be my approach.
Mhm.
Granted, I have, my ex and his wife also involved, and so it's like there's more than just my input. But and then of course the most important to me is her input. And just being honest with her about the side effects that I suffered through because
Mhm.
of taking it.
Mhm.
So I think that's probably how I'll approach it. I haven't had to yet, so
Mhm.
I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
curious
that
because
one's
there's obvious consequences for people like that don't know safe sex and like how to navigate that because a lot of parents don't talk about it.
yeah.
So if they make a mistake, then obviously having a baby at a very young age
Ugh,
has a lot of
yeah,
consequences. And it's
hard
not to say
ones.
like babies aren't beautiful. I would have 10 if I
Yeah,
could. Like
yeah,
love babies. But I think that there's like a maturity level and an age that you need to be in order to make sure
yeah,
that you're the parent that you need to be. We talked about this last
yeah.
night. I'm like, I could see the benefit of being a younger parent, like having kids in my 20s. My first I had at 30, but I would have been a terrible mom. I did not sort out my own shit. I had all of this like just baggage from how I was parented, just from life, and I just was a very different person. Like I look back and I'm like, sheesh,
Mhm.
thank God I didn't have kids. But yeah, so I can see wanting to take the easy way out and being like just like swallow this pill, but there's like so many other ways to do it. So do you know the Mira app? Have you ever seen that?
I haven't.
It's mostly used for consent, like for trying to conceive, but you can
Mhm.
use it to
The
like,
reverse.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly where you are. And it's so fascinating, especially if you have irregular periods, like if you have endometriosis or PCOS, you can kind of see what your body is doing. Cause like
Mhm.
you said, not everyone's on a 28-day cycle.
Yeah.
It just gives you so much more information. And I'm like, that is the ultimate agency over your body, like being
Yeah.
able to just like know where you're at. And eventually you get fine tuned into that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a beautiful thing because this is one of your viral videos, but it's when you're on birth control, like you can't detect the pheromones of another person.
Yeah.
And those pheromones are there for a reason. They
Yeah.
tell you, like, good match, bad match.
Yeah.
And you end up in terrible relationships. One person duetted your video. I saw it just yesterday. And she's like, I was on it. And as soon as I got off, I became a lesbian.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I realized I like women.
Yeah. I mean, people have had so many comments about that and so much trash talking. And I'm like, do you realize the person that I was with was a doctor? Like, I just check out his credentials. But it is true. It changes your hormones. And it's like, do people not understand that your hormones run your life?
Mm-hmm.
So take care of them, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be, 100% you if your hormones aren't good. And so I I I mean, after I got off birth control, it shocked me, and that's why I started researching it because I'm like, I am not even remotely attracted to my ex, like not even remotely, and the man that I married is so different, and I'm like, how does that happen? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what creates that, right? But I had been on birth control since I was, I think, 14 or 15, and I met my ex when I was 16. So it's like, oh, well, I didn't even have any business choosing somebody on birth control. It's like your body thinks you're pregnant, and
Mm-hmm.
argue that all you want. There's so many documented things that you can research on it,
Like you pick
but
a
it's
more
just like,
feminine man when you're on birth control.
yeah, at
Yeah.
least for me that was the case, and now I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
there's research behind it. Like
I
you can get
know
offended,
nobody wants
but
to hear
it's
it.
there. You pick a and if you look at my choices, you pick a more feminine
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, because your body thinks it's pregnant and it wants someone sweet, like sweet and
Yeah.
feminine, because
Not
you're looking
yep.
for your body unconsciously from your mind is looking for someone to soothe and support you through this time.
Mhm.
But that's not usually what we need in a match. We need someone who can protect us, someone who is strong, someone who is in his masculine. For most women, these are generalities. Like we said, there are some women that are super in their masculine and their husband wants to be more in his feminine, and that's totally okay. So
Mhm.
we're speaking in generalities.
Yeah, and you can also still like protect yourself and be self-sufficient
Of
and be
course.
independent, but allow space for someone to say like I've got your back.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Whatever
Yeah.
you need, I've got your back. So like being able to fall into a loving embrace and not have to shoulder the weight of everything is up to me. It's my responsibility. No one is reliable. No one's going to show up when I need them. So we often feel like we have to choose. Like you have to choose to be like the surrendered woman
Mhm.
and let the man protect you, or you have to be the man and find a man who's going to be okay with that. Like you can be both. Like you can still have like that, warrior princess within you, but
Yeah.
like allow space for a man to also be a man.
Yeah, I think that's harmonizing.
Yeah.
So you have to be cognizant of what energy you're emitting and can you harmonize between the two depending on who you're with and what you want out of that relationship.
Mhm.
That's the ultimate. It's
Mhm.
like, wow, can you do that? You can. And it's just it takes effort.
Mhm.
You have to understand what energy you're putting out there before you can harness it, right?
Mhm.
So it just takes time, but
Mhm.
we're all capable of it.